Hi guys, and welcome to episode 9 of the Elbow Down podcast. It's just me and Isabella today, so we thought we'd do a little bit of a fun off-season one, and we are gonna build our 2024 grid. Doesn't have to be realistic. I went semi-realistic, some weird ones in there, but mostly what I expect. I don't know what Isabella's picked and vice versa, so it should be an interesting talking points. But before we hop into that, a little bit of housekeeping. Uh, Obviously, we know of Talkbrack, Razgat Lioglu going to BMW. Extended thoughts coming out. What I'm going to publish a video about it with extended thoughts. Uh, and also, as of today, recording this video Wednesday, Lorenzo Dalla Porta and SAG have left the Moto2 paddock. Well, not SAG, but Dalla Porta has left the Moto2 paddock by mutual consent. Uh, Expect Tatai to replace. Tatai already rides for SAG in Chev and brings a lot of money. So he needs, the 250k you need to ride, he will have it. Not really got much to say about that. This is pretty much classic SAG, isn't it? Like, what can we say about that other than, well done, SAG, you've done it again. What do you reckon?
I mean, it's just unfortunate as always when a rider leaves in the middle of the season. But I mean, if it's going to be anybody,
Yeah, it's going to
it
be
would probably be
SAG.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be someone with money replacing. So expect that. What was quite funny was on Instagram was Minio put a comment
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
with the
I'm
hand
like,
up
come
emoji.
on.
It'd be funny.
The
It's
seat
like
isn't even cold. Yeah.
I know it's like jump in the grave. Like I mean, you've
It
got
was
to
actually 10 minutes after they posted it. It was
yeah
insane.
yeah. So either he knows something we don't, or he's just going for the seat. But I mean, I'd rather be unemployed than ride for SAG myself. So you know, it is where it is. Um, So yeah, that's the housekeeping. There wasn't other news. The only other bit of news was today that Aprilia have stated their intention of keeping all four riders for 2024. Uh, that did influence my picks, obviously, but it's not confirmed because we still don't know if Alicia's going to retire or not. So we'll see. Should we just hop straight into this then with our picks?
Yes.
Let's start with Repsol Honda. I'll just go down in who I wrote in order. So Repsol Honda. Who did you go for?
Okay, so I tried to think a little bit with contracts, so I kept Joan Mir in there. And then I did go on the assumption of Marc Marquez retiring. And
Ooh.
then and then I was thinking, what other like Spanish, typical just fast. So I went and put Ralph Fernandez in there. This was obviously before
Ooh.
the Aprilia announcement as well. Because I was thinking, okay, say this year, not going the best, like I feel like that would be no one else wants to be on the Honda, so why not?
I mean, I like it. I don't think Raul
I can
actually
see
deserves
it.
a seat, like at all.
No, no, no.
But nonetheless, God, that's a bold one. Mia and Raul to be the Repsol voice for 24. Oh, I mean, oh, that's a spicy pick to start with. That is. So what
Okay,
you?
how about you?
Well, you went. Hang on. You went Mark retiring, not even going somewhere else. Just retire.
Retiring, yeah.
Oh, that is spicy. Okay, I went with Mark to stay and
Hmm.
Alex Rins to slot into Repsol. I feel like Tranmere either needs to get out of Repsol by the end of this year, or he may not get out and injured. So I would like to see him either dismissed or leave. Like that would be a sacking I don't think I'd be unhappy about, to be honest. It's not working. It's not going to work. Just the man's confidence is shot. Just get Mir out of there. Let Rins hop in.
I can't think of a single other place on the grid that Mir would go though.
Well, I kept him on the grid in mind,
Oh, okay, we'll see, we'll see.
so yeah, I've kept him on the grid. But yeah, I would bring Rins up from LCR. Um, as with Mia, we've seen energy drink contracts mean fuck all in the grand scheme of things. Mia's dropped Red Bull. As further on, it'll be another Red Bull switch away after leaving Repsol. Um, but I see no reason the Rins couldn't hop onto Repsol and have some Red Bull sponsorship for a while. So I would, as I think I maybe gone more realistic than you, if that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see that switch happening either, but
Yeah,
it's just that's what Repsol Honda do.
yeah, they do come a bit left field, don't they? So yeah, so you went with Mia and Raul, and I went with Mark and Rins at Repsol. Okay, good start, good start. Nice and spicy. I like it. Um, LCR, who have you gone with?
I went with a bit of a rebrand, so it's just the entire thing would be LCR Idemitsu Honda. And then, of course, they'd have Ayagura and Somket Chantra in there.
So both Team Asia boys going up from Moto 2.
Yes. Yes. That'd be the
Ooh.
ideal situation for me.
So even with all Indomitsu sponsorship, they still wouldn't retain Taka.
No, because they'd have two Asian riders instead.
Oh, but Taka's not.
Does he deserve the ride?
Oh,
Come
absolutely
on.
not. Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, to slot a Guru in alongside Taka, maybe in terms of settle in before you steal my seat, mate. Carry on.
No, but if Rins can come along and win, like, come on.
Yeah, but it was. I still think Rins needs to at least top five elsewhere for it to be real, in my opinion. Like Kota was a weird one. I think Marquez would have absolutely pissed it if Rins, if Rins could win there, Mark would have been gone and already in the next race there. So
But then where was Nakagami? So,
yeah, that's it. Then Taka, I think, has reached the end. So yeah, I didn't keep Taka either. I actually went
ooh,
with Ika Lekwona and Ayogura as the two riders with the split sponsorship because Lucio Cecchinello does love the money.
yeah,
So
of course.
Lekwona would be a great pick to come back. Still young enough. He wasn't embarrassed on his Repsol Honda ride. He wasn't far off. Like, granted, he wasn't, near the points, but nobody expected him to be. So, and this was pre Kalex, This is assuming everybody gets a Kalex in 2024 as well. So,
I
yeah,
feel like that is semi-realistic, but I think Honda did think he was going to be a little bit quicker on that wildcard or replacement ride, so I'm not sure if he would earn it, but
I think Honda and the new KTM is just a bitch to hop on. And, you cannot perform out of the box on it. So, I'd like to see him have a full season and see where he could do. And obviously, I wouldn't keep Taka either, so don't worry. Me and you are the same there. It'd have to be Agura. I mean, Agura's younger than Chandra, better than
yeah, that's
Chandra.
true.
Just makes more sense than Chandra, unfortunately. So
I just like to have hope that there's more Asian riders in the Premier class. That's the way I
yeah,
feel.
we do need them, absolutely. But I couldn't see him promoting both. I don't think Team Asia would be in a position to lose both because then they'd have to bring up Aji and whoever else. I can't even think who else they put on that bike because it's not going to be, it's not going to be one of them, the other Moto 3 boy, is it? He's like, what is he, 8? So, you know, yeah, there's just no other Moto 2 riders, so they'd have to keep one, in my opinion. But I would like to see that, see how they both get on. That'd be a very interesting one. Okay, on to Yam. Who did you go with?
I don't know if I had this discussion with you, who was saying that Alex Rins would be perfect on the Honda. I mean, Yamaha, was it you?
Yeah, probably. I've been saying
Yeah,
that
so
for
I
years.
yeah, I think I stole that idea from you. So I just put Alex Rins and Fabio Quartararo because I don't know what you were specifically saying, but it was something like he's like the most adaptable rider, and especially with
Yeah,
like Japanese manufacturers, like he's like the one rider that would actually be able to ride the Yamaha.
yeah. Well, I went the other way. I put Fabio and
Oh,
Mia
oh shoot, yeah.
because I put Mia on it because obviously Suzuki experience, inline
Mm,
four experience. Granted, the Yam is just not great, but the other bonus for Mia and Rins at the same time would be Monster sponsorship.
Monster, yeah.
So that would be realistic. I mean, if Yam lose Fabio, they're up the creek without a paddle. Can't see him leaving at least until after 2024. Then Yam are fucked then, for want of a better term. Lost Top Rack, lost Fabio. That's game over for him. So that
Yeah, that is interesting that we both like kept him considering like everybody talks so much about how like frustrated he is, but I
wait,
mean, come on.
but wait out like realistically, who else is gonna want him in this? Like, I'm not being funny. I said it many times. I caught some heat for it, but I stand by it. I don't think he's as good as everybody thinks he is. And I think if he hopped on a Ducati, for example, he wouldn't even be the fourth best Ducati rider.
No, not straight away, but I actually did have him in Pramac, but then I changed it back to Yamaha.
Pramac,
But
not even the factory team. Oh, poor Fabio. Oh, that's a kick in the plums. That is. Mate, have a satellite bike. I mean, I still think a satellite Ducati is better than a factory Yam, so it's not really a kick. But yeah, like I wouldn't even put him in Pramac personally. I'd make him go to Grassini or something. Work your way up there.
never that. Come on, that would not happen.
No, of course it wouldn't. But I absolutely don't think he's as good as everybody thinks. So I think he's sort of negotiated himself almost into a corner by sticking with Yam. Now, Aprilia is the only other real option for him, in my opinion. And Aprilia ain't happening, so yeah. I
They've got enough like factory possibility riders. They don't need to ever consider Fabio.
exactly. And he's not going to go to Duke. He's not going to go to KDM unless they get a satellite team and they put him in the Yamaha put a satellite team out and then put him in there, which ain't gonna happen. Ooh, yeah, you can't see this, but Isabella's cat has just jumped
The
up and
cat
said
was
hi to me. Hi, cat. There we are. You can hear that in real time. I won't bother editing that out because that was a surprise.
wait, did wait, could you hear him touching the microphone?
No, it's all good.
Oh, okay, okay.
But yeah, a nice little cat interlude there. So yeah, that was Yam. On to Aprilia. Now, Aprilia, this like Rivola's announcement did shape my decision. I did originally actually have Aleix retiring, and I still think it might happen. But where his intention, he stated, is to keep all four riders, negotiations must be happening, and he must be somewhat confident. So I'll just spoil the party now for both, and I've kept Aprilia and RNF exactly the same. What about you?
Ooh. I kept Aprilia factory the same, but I also started off with Aleix retiring and Miguel promoted to factory.
Yeah,
But
that's what I started with when I was working on the
with
assumption.
yeah, yeah. I mean, but RNF, I've got Miguel there again, and I've got this one is a little bit like I don't think that he's earned it, but it was kind of just when it's either this or maybe Morbidelli if he really feels like it. But I went with Aaron Canet.
Can it?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's left field. Okay. Okay, I need to process that one a second because I was not expecting can it. Well,
I think it's a bit biased because I like him, but
yeah.
I've always thought him and an Aprilia would work.
Yeah, he's aggressive. He does. Yeah, I mean, there's worse places to go and worse bikes to start on. Yeah, I like it. Um, I actually haven't put Canet on the grid myself, but yeah,
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's really earned it yet, but
no, he hasn't, in my opinion. But at the same time, nobody apart from one rider has earned it in Moto2, in my opinion. Well, two at a push, but I've put two of them up from Moto2.
wait,
And
let me count how many rookies I have. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight.
I mean, I technically got three rookies, so
Okay,
well,
we'll get to that.
well, four rookies and two of them ain't rookies for me. So, but yeah, my other suggestion, which would have been my spicy pick, thanks Rivola, was that if Aleix retired, would have been Maverick and Miguel in factory, and Raul and Iannone in RNF, which would have been a I don't know, like Iannone's an old boy, but my God, he's proven he's got speed. He's proven time and again that his raw speed is up there with the best of them. He's still allegedly, I should say, in inverted commas, under contract with Aprilia, or at least they pay him for something. Might just be, shut up and get on with it services, but he's paid by Aprilia still, allegedly. It wouldn't be hard to just say, oh, here's a bike, mate, carry on. So that would have been a spicy pick, but yeah, Rivola's kind of thrown it into disarray.
I feel like I can't see him doing a full season though. If they really want to give him a wild card, that would be really fun to see.
Yes.
But honestly, I don't think he could do a whole season.
Yeah. Well, he does still ride, and quite regularly. I think he still,
Yeah,
kept himself fit. Like, he's gone dancing. That's not easy. So, but then again, Jorge Lorenzo went dancing, and he's still a bit chubby. So maybe
bit
not.
podge.
Yeah, carried a bit of timber, but you know, can you blame him? If I'd done what he did, I'd get fat as well. Bloody hell, time to relax in Bali with your belly out like. Um. So yeah, that was Aprilia. Nothing really too spicy there, unfortunately. It onto Duke, and again, I've gone boring as hell with Ducati. Kept it exactly the same for factory Lenovo. I assume you did as well.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Like Pecco, for all his problems, unless he makes another massive fuck up, is basically unfireable. And Naya needs another season because hasn't really had a chance this season. He's on a 2-year contract, I believe. So it wouldn't make sense for either of those to leave. Uh, Pramac. I kept Martin and I promoted Bez. What about you?
See, I just don't know why Bez would go there when the Mooney squad is already giving him everything he would ever want and more. But anyways, back to my Primax squad. I put Jorge Martin and Alex Marquez promoted from Grissini.
Oh, okay. So we both got rid of Zarko, the poor bugger.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Johan, mate.
I'm not sure. Is he contracted?
I don't believe he has a contract for 24 at this moment in time. But neither does Martin. But Martin's going to stay.
Yeah, they both don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, Zarko, he has value for Ducati. So I would not be surprised, even if he does leave, if he's kept. They've kept Pirro. No reason they
Mm.
wouldn't keep Zarko as a tester as well. But then again, Zarko is the best type of tester. He's a fast racer. So he has value. I wouldn't be surprised if they keep him somewhere, even if it isn't Pramac. But then again, the other problem with that is if you don't keep him in Pramac, you can't give him 2023, 2024 equipment. So it's like, kind of has to stay there. But if Bez wants a current bike, he can't stay at Mooney. Pramac are never going to be the satellite squad. So if he wants current equipment, it's Pramac, I'm afraid, Bez. He's earned the current bike, absolutely. But
Yeah, but it's like the same as Anea with Grassini. It's just like that family environment really kind of gives you that different motivation, and that's
hmm,
why I feel like he's thriving right now in VR 46 because you're comfortable.
yeah, I wouldn't want him to move. But also because of who I've sacked from Yam, kind of had to make a space.
Yeah, okay, okay.
So it's like bears up because I feel like he's earned the current bike more. But it could be either of the VR 46 boys the way they're performing at the minute. Um, VR 46. I'm sure I've just given the game away. But keep Marini and slot in Frankie Morbidelli. What about you?
Mine's just the same as it is now, so
Yeah.
Bezecchi and Marini, but that's interesting about that Morbidelli on a Ducati. I mean,
I was just thinking
I'm
more
sure he would be
VR 46.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, I would still say VR 46. Yeah, I don't know. Because if the rumours are true and VR 46 go to Yam in 2025, he's already there. He's going to have hopped off that Ducati onto a
Yeah.
Yam and back onto the Yam. It's going to be like Christmas for a year for him if it does happen. And then he's going to be back in the doldrums. Poor bugger. But yeah, I'd like to keep Bears at VR 46. I think he would thrive there. It might even be worth putting Luca in Pramac instead of Bez. Because, respectfully to Marini, I don't think he's going to win a world championship. Bez might. But he might not.
Isn't that reason to put Bezecchi into Pramac though? so that he can be like under Ducati contract.
But like you said, is he gonna would he do as well there with the family environment, etc.? Who's to say he couldn't go to Pramac, hate it, and not perform, and then go crying to Rossi, be like, "Can I come back?
I come back.
I'll be good, I promise. I won't go to the factory team again, I swear."
They all say that.
Yeah, I think he'd have to be red bike or nothing realistically for Bez.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
unless Rossi says, "Look, Bez, fuck off now. Get in the better bike. Frankie needs a spot. Here you go, mate." I think it's gonna be that he'll stay. So what about your Grassini then? Because I, I assume you've getting rid of both.
You're correct.
Go on
So
then.
I've got Tony Arbolino and Philip Savage.
Yeah, see, I went Alex Marquez and Arbolino there, not Philip
Yes, and I
Salich.
think that's the one that everybody is kind of assuming like Arbolino is going to go to Grassini, but obviously just because of the Grassini ties with Salach and like how he's performing and just we
Hmm.
need a Czech rider, I just thought I'll go with it. And because honestly, that'd be such a fun team and like partnership. It's something that dreams are made of.
Yeah, that would be one hell of a team. But
Imagine.
oh god, can you imagine the parties? Oh my god. Like I would love to see Salich go up, but I do not believe he's ready yet. I think this is going to be his formative year. Next year he's going to put out the championship challenge. If he's going to, it'll be next year.
Yeah, tomorrow will be I mean,
Yeah,
sorry, next year will be the year.
yeah,
Because yeah, like right now how he's riding is kind of how Arbolino was last year. So if
mm.
he keeps on this if he keeps on this momentum, then he can definitely earn to go up to MotoGP.
Yeah. I think so. So that's not a bad shout. We both promoted one into Pramac. Sorry, Zarco. I think Alex would be fine at Grassini. Like, it's sort of take your pick with Alex because he could go in any one of those Ducati squads and be fine.
Yeah, that's how I feel as well.
Like,
Like you could kind of just throw him anywhere
yeah,
except obviously the R46.
yeah, like apart from VR46, but like even then he could sort of slot in, couldn't
No,
he?
no, 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 no.
I don't think Alex is half as. I actually think Alex is quite a. He's a lot smarter than people give him credit for. I think he realized it was kind of like on It's Always Sunny, he's playing both sides, so he always comes out on top. Like he never really said anything about either. Like what I liked about Alex actually was the Rossi parade lap when he retired.
He
He
still came up to him.
Yeah, but he didn't do the actual parade. He just thanked him and said, well done, this and the other, and then left. Like, that's how
Yeah.
it should be. Respectful, well done, but I still want to stick with what I got. Like smart man, Alex. His Twitter where Mark has got engaged. Oh my god, it's incredible. Like, but if
He
it,
was replying to a load of comments,
yeah,
right?
yeah, and he was like
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, like and retweet this so they don't kick me out of the house." And he's like, "Oh, fallen soldier, and God only takes the best," and stuff like that.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
it's
Well, yeah,
brilliant.
if you watch the documentary, like you see that they do everything together. So, like,
Yeah, she's
honestly,
gonna
he
have
must
to
be
take that role.
heartbroken.
Yeah, she's gonna take that role, and Alex is gonna have to take the dogs. I think get custody. So, but yeah, if you get a chance, if you're listening, go and look at Alex Marquez's Twitter. It's brilliant. Like he's a lot funnier than people give him credit for. And finally, KTM. Uh, I should specify here that I have gone on the assumption that KTM will have three teams next year. I don't know if Isabella did, but I did. So,
Well, what I did was I also put a Yamaha satellite team, but we can discuss that at the
okay.
end. So it sounds like we've both added a team, which is interesting, but different
Yeah.
manufacturers.
Okay, well, KTM and Gas who will definitely remain then, I'll go for it to start with. So, Red Bull
Mhm.
KTM, who have you gone with?
I went with Brad Binder and Pedro Acosta.
So did I.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Uh, that's an interesting one for me, though, because where have you put Jack Miller? Is Jack Miller on your grid?
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
he is actually.
So I guess you've left him at gas then. All right. So
Yeah, because I honestly just think he is the type of guy that wouldn't mind. It's not exactly a demotion, is it?
no
Like,
current equipment.
I don't think he wouldn't mind like being under red colors, and also he loves all of that stuff. So I think he'd actually be fine with it. He wouldn't be offended. Like, but
Hmm.
then Brad,
Yeah. Brad
that is
needs
him
to
through
be.
and through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like he absolutely refused because Miguel wanted the Red Bull KTM seat at Tech 3. They wanted to swap him, and Binder went absolutely not, sir. It paid off for him, and he's
yep,
bloody minded. He knows what he wants. So I'd like to see Pedro in KTM colours, but at the same time, anywhere in the KTM umbrella makes sense for Pedro Costa because he's already in Red Bull KTM colours. Gas would be fine because of Spanish. Like it just makes sense. Um, Pedro is gonna go up. Like as much as KTM saying, "Oh, we want him to stay in Moto 2," it's not gonna happen. If that happens, something has gone wrong somewhere.
yeah, I agree with you, and I think that Pitt wants him in the factory team as
Hmm.
well. He just doesn't know
He can't say it.
who else. Yeah.
Yeah, he literally, it's like he has to be PR friendly and be like, "Oh no, of course you take your time, Mister Pedro. Win it when you want. Win it when you're 30 if you want. It's fine." So I think, yeah, Pedro and Binder same for both. So then Gas. I assume you kept Augusto, so it's Miller and Augusto for you.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I kept the current team of Augusto and Paul. I don't think
Okay.
Paul is actually as injured to the point where he's not going to be able to ride. I mean, he wants to ride this upcoming weekend, next weekend in Mugello. Um, he looks fine. He has been training. It'll be interesting to see if he does. If he does ride, I would be confident of him keeping his seat because they love him. But if he doesn't ride and he takes longer and longer and longer to come back, that throws a spanner in the works.
No, but it's just like how much weight he lost as well. That's why I personally think he should just wait until like Silverstone.
I agree. Like I think it's too early, but if he gets the
Yeah,
all clear and can ride now, we'll know he's not half as fucked as people think. But I do
but
think
then
he is
it's
as fucked
like
as people think.
then it's like the risk being P last. Uh,
Yeah, but again, the only way you get bike fit is by riding. It's just like you kind of got to do it, haven't you? Um, he was obviously being fed through a straw, where his jaw was locked, so that contributes to
Fucking
losing
hell.
weight.
Yeah,
Like poor
and
bugger.
also I think he's just so jealous, especially with Augusto's P4. Like,
Yeah,
even if he's not physically ready, he will do it.
yeah. It's kind of a case of he can see his seat disappearing before his eyes because of how Augusto is doing. Um, Augusto, to his credit, I think has basically already made himself unsackable. Why on earth would you dismiss him? All these comments where people were like, "Oh, welcome to World Superbike 2024, Augusto," and all this. That's gone well for you, haven't it, lads? So I,
Exactly, he's already outperformed the other like the past two KTM like folds, but then
yeah,
again it is different like bikes, but
yeah, that's the thing. He has the equipment, and he also has the backing and the happiness that the others didn't have, which I think is, it is key to going fast.
the happiness is a key point
Yeah,
because
a
like looking
happy
at those
rider's a
teams,
fast
they were
rider.
depressing. They were depressing.
Yeah,
Even Hervé, like how positive he is, he
yeah.
was
By
done.
the end, he was fucking done, wasn't he? It was like, I genuinely think if Raul hadn't turned up, he would have kid by the end of it. Raul's not racing in Valencia. Why? I'm new from him. Huh. Okay. So yeah, I'm keeping Augusto and Paul at gas. Okay, so your Yamaha satellite team, who sponsors them and who rides for them?
Okay, so I went for Mastercamp Yamaha,
Of course.
and I went with Alonso Lopez and Manuel
Yep,
Gonzalez.
yep. Saw it coming straight. The second you
Yeah,
said
yeah,
Master Camp,
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
know where this is going to be then. Absolutely makes sense. Uh, yeah, I mean, personally, I think Alonso Lopez is actually being hyped too much. He still doesn't quite mentally have it yet. Speed wise, absolutely is good enough to be a MotoGP. Head wise, not yet.
Yeah, but fuck the head. Come on.
It
Who
comes. Well, that's the
considers
thing.
that when signing a ride?
Like it comes, doesn't it? Like it's not a thing of he'll never make it. It's all it takes is
Yeah.
one mindset switch, and that's all it is. Like he's there almost. He's clearly fast enough. He just needs that extra little tip over the edge of the mental stability, which he doesn't quite have right now. Manu absolutely makes sense. Like Manu Gonzalez is a MotoGP rider in waiting. Like make no mistake. If
But then
Yamaha,
again, I feel like he maybe should have another year in Moto 2.
yes,
But then I could put like Morbidelli there.
yeah, well that's it today. Like he's in no rush. He's still quite young.
Yeah.
He's talented enough. He does want the MotoGP seat as soon as possible, which fair enough. Everybody does. Can't really blame the man. Uh,
But he's in the right place,
yeah,
so
that's it. He's actually pulled off a masterstroke because Mastercam could easily take a Yamaha seat, but I've gone with a different route of
yeah, let's hear it.
MV Augusta because the Pyro Group are buying MV in an outright controlling stake
Yeah.
and then putting in Jack Miller and Remy Gardner into the fifth and sixth KTM under MV colours.
Double Aussie team?
Yeah. Remy, I think, deserves a second chance at it. Like, he. I was discussing this with someone earlier, and he didn't help himself, but he also didn't do enough. It was a 1 year of everything sort of coming against him. I think he deserves another shot. On this KTM, he would be better. If he doesn't have his manager making dumbass comments, that would be very helpful. And he would also be able to perform on this current bike, as we've seen with Augusto. He has KTM experience. He'll know vaguely how it works. He wouldn't be starting from absolute zero. Miller, as we've seen, as you said, would be happy to go anywhere. I think if KTM say to him, "Here's an extra zero in your contract," he'll go wherever the hell he wants. Like he could buy that boat then. So,
Oh Christ, not that again.
see, well, I mean, you wouldn't need to ask them, would he? If KTM say here's an extra zero in your contract, you just go out and buy it. So I would put Miller on an MV, potentially Husky, but more likely to be MV in my opinion, and that is actually a realistic, in my opinion, from what I've heard. But Remy obviously is not going to be the guy slotting in there, but Miller apparently will be. So
Well, yeah, that sounds like something Dorna would actually allow.
yeah, like, well, I believe Yam have already come out and said there's no 2024 satellite team. Whether it's official or whether it's just hearsay, I don't know. But from what I've been told in multiple corners, 2024 Yam isn't happening. It's just going to be the two bikes again. But then again, who's to say the current grid won't just stay as it is and we won't see a 6 KTM either? So it's a tough one. Um, that though is everything. Um, nice and short this week, but there's not much to talk about in off season, really, is there?
Off season.
Well, it
Oh my
feels like
goodness.
off season. It's been so long. Like we've got the Jerez Chev this weekend, so that'll help us with our fix on Sunday.
Old Superbike.
Yeah, we'll superbikes as well. So yeah, should be fine. We had the Indy 500 in Monaco last weekend. Monaco was a bit spicy, but I mean, three overtakes in F1 and everybody's freaking out. Like you see that in one corner in MotoGP. It's like for the 60 odd laps it didn't rain in Monaco, I was bored as hell.
Why did you watch it?
It's one of those. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's like a rite of passage almost, isn't it? It's like everybody
I know
knows,
what you mean, but
like everybody knows Monaco is shit. Everybody knows you can't overtake in Monaco, but everybody watches Monaco. It's just one of those weird things that everybody just watches it because it's the race, isn't it?
what do you think MotoGP's equivalent is of like the race?
It's one of three in my opinion. It's either Mugello, Assen,
Yeah, that's what I was
or
thinking.
Phillip Island.
I would say not Phillip Island.
Like if when you think of MotoGP, You either think of
Yeah.
Mugello or Assen, really, but you also think PI. That's the thing. It's not iconic per se, but it's always a great race, and like when you think of great races, Phillip Island always comes to mind. Like it's the total opposite of F1. Like Monaco is there on history, whereas MotoGP is most exciting in this current era. And the best races are the flowing tracks, the Assens, the Mugellos, the Phillip Islands. So I don't know. I don't think it
Yeah.
has a Monaco really, does it?
Yeah, because I was trying to think of something that actually like breaks the MotoGP like realm, but I guess it doesn't actually exist. But I mean, Assen maybe, but I feel like they go the most out for Mugello.
Yeah, Mugello I think is the one all the Italians want to win over Misano. Even like Rossi prefers Mugello and Misano is his home track. Like that kind of says it all about where Mugello is. But yeah, we don't really have a iconic Monaco GP field, do we? Like we don't have an Indy 500. It's a weird one, but it's because you can't really do Monaco on a bike. Can't do an Indy 500 on a bike.
Yeah, because that's just the Isle of Man TT, and we can
Yeah,
just leave that to them.
yeah. Like you need to be pretty specialized to do that on bikes, whereas IndyCar drivers can win the Indy 500 and they'd win on a street course in this weekend. So yeah, I don't know. I think Mugello's the best race, especially with Moto 3. Like if I had to say to someone one race to hook you onto MotoGP, it would be Mugello Moto 3 2016 with Mino won, and the whole pack were together the entire race. Banger, absolute banger.
No, I think for Moto3 it's probably Catalonia, but
Or Phillip Island 2018, 2019, whichever race Vietti got third after replacing Bulaga. I can't remember the year.
and it was like crash, crash,
Yeah,
crash.
but like Vietti was like 15th coming over the last lap line and come third, and then Bulaga essentially lost his ride there. So yeah,
Bull bugger.
I didn't really consider Vietti for a promotion either.
No, I don't think it'll be this year or next year or maybe
Ever.
never, but
Yeah, like VR46 would be his only option unless he suddenly finds 3 seconds of a race. But even then, that's the big issue right now. There's nobody in Moto2, in my opinion, apart from two riders who really deserve a promotion.
and that's Acosta and Arbolino.
And even then, I think Arbolino's still a bit touch and go.
No, 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 no. He's ready.
I'm not 100% on him, though. Like, talent wise, yes. Like, Acosta is the full package, really, isn't he? Like, I've been trying not to hype him, but I think it's gotten to the point now where it's going to be impossible to not hype him. Like, he's going to win this championship, and he's probably going to win it quite handily at the end. It's just how do you what do you say about Acosta that hasn't already been said already, and he's not even in MotoGP yet? Scary.
He's not even leading it right now, though, I swear.
No, he's not, and he's over. Well, I think it's 25 points exactly is the gap. But as we get back into the big
Because
thick
that
of it,
silly boy crashed.
yeah, I mean, where he crashed, better riders than him have crashed at that corner at Museum. So I can't really blame him for that. However, I do think now we're getting into the fast and the furious parts of the season. He's just gonna run away with it.
No, I don't agree. I don't think he'll win any of the triple headers.
What? Okay, okay. I mean, he took his
Yeah.
first Moto2 win at Mugello last year.
Okay, fine. Wait.
He's gonna win Mugello. He's gonna win Catalonia.
That's not in this triple header.
But just off the top of my head, he's gonna win Mugello.
Okay, okay,
Gonna
okay.
win Catalonia. He's probably gonna win Assen. Very potentially Silverstone. Saxon Ring, maybe, possibly. That's five pretty much sure nailed on wins in my opinion. And that's not even including the overseas races. Like, all he has to do is finish second to Arbolino in each of those. Like, and that's like saying, oh, no, if he win and Arbolino second, sorry, then
Yeah.
that's already the championship back to zero. And Arbolino ain't gonna come second in all five of those. He doesn't have the consistency for it. Yeah, I think Pedro's got this in the bag, short of a crash and an injury, basically.
I'm pretty sure Arbolino has been more consistent than Acosta this year.
He has so far, but I don't think it'll last. That's the problem.
Okay, that's interesting because I like think the opposite.
Okay, okay. I think once Acosta clicks into gear, Arbolino's head will go, and he'll start making mistakes, which is fair enough. You know, it's bloody hard to compete with Pedro Acosta. Like, he mentally crushes you. You know what I mean? Like, he just goes out and is faster than you, faster than you, faster than you. It's hard to compete with that. It's the Mark Marquez school of fucking you up. That's what it is.
Don't say that.
Well, it is, because that's exactly what Mark Marquez did. He went
Yeah, and then
faster than
Sam
you.
Lowe's arrives.
Yeah, and then Lowe's turns up and smashes you all. Yeah, like Mark would turn up, go faster than you in every single session, even after crashing, and just come up on his second bike and go quicker than you again on his other bike, and then beat you before he's even started the race. And that's what Acosta does. It's impressive. So yeah, it's going to be a. I think that can. Yeah, I just don't see any way he doesn't go up Pedro, and he's the only deserving one.
No, yeah. If there's no one else, if there's no, he's the one absolute guarantee.
Mm. If KTM don't promote him, someone will. That's the issue as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know, a nice attractive Ducati offer with a few zeros on the end of it. You'd be like, ooh, maybe KTM don't want me that much. So, oh God, it's a tough one, isn't it? I was to say Repsol won't come in with an offer for him, you know. He'd be
I don't
stupid to
think he
go.
would go there though.
No, but
Yeah, he'd
like
be dumb.
20 million a year, maybe consider it, you know. You could do
Oh,
two
and then
years,
you're like, no, because then you're broken by the end of like round five.
but
Your
if you
hands don't work, your feet don't work.
but he's only 19, you know. If he did a 2 year contract at 20 million a pop, that's 40 mil made, not even including
And
the Red
then,
Bull sponsorship. And then he's only
yeah,
21 when the actual bike he wants to be on is still there.
and then he can sponsor Piqueras, and
Yeah.
then he can come. Yeah,
Yeah, see. I just figured out MotoGP. Same as Mark sponsoring Maximo Martinez. That's what's gonna
exactly,
happen. So there we are. I've just broken
exactly.
MotoGP. Job done.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, a short one for us, but yeah, there's not really much to talk about. Unfortunately, I expected a lot more silly season moves to be happening right now, but seems quite muted so far this year.
No, I think it's just because we're not at the races. Like it'll all unfold when we're back in
These
the
triple
paddock, and
headers, yes.
yeah.
The Mugello is where it all normally the touch paper gets lit. So that's going to be fun to keep an eye on and all the rumours and stuff, and I will have them all. So yeah, that is it. Thank you very much for listening, and we will speak to you next time when it'll be episode 10. We'll be into double figures. So yeah, exciting times. So thank you very much, and have a good day.